5.
All right. So, okay, guys. So, any questions on this? Did this go okay?
Yeah.
All right. So, what we're gonna do today is kind of just basically do like a big overview of everything, just because I mean, almost this whole chapter's been virtual, but I think it's a pretty doable one. So I was thinking we could review for a couple days, and then because we're actually done with the chapter. So, but at that being said, know that we'll review for a couple days. I'm not testing you guys like tomorrow or anything.
Friday.
So probably Friday though. But I would say this is probably one of our easier tests for the year though, the matrices. So it's all matrices. There's not really much to memorize other, I guess, well, the determinant thing. I think Kramer's rule. I could probably give you guys some sort of formula for that. Let me, any questions, last 12 questions on the homework, you guys are okay?
You get to play Among Us.
Yesterday I got Sims on the Brett started throwing a tantrum.
And he threw batteries at
Yeah,
you.
he threw batteries at my head.
And then me and Lola started laughing.
He showed me, Dad, he looks the same.
Sorry, can you say those again?
Okay, let's go. My mom.
15?
15, 19, 20.
Yeah, can I actually?
No, I am. I don't know what.
Okay, guys, we're gonna talk about a few questions.
Yeah, 7. 7.
Daddy had a little lamb.
Okay, guys, so, for our homework,
Yeah.
going over those questions. So 15, 19. So for the determinant thing, did you guys have a preference on which type to do? Did you like rewrite it? Both of them are long, they are. Yeah, the 3 I's. The circle, just do the downhills minus the uphills.
Oh,
How about you, Ethan?
I need to start with my
The circle.
wow. She already thinks. Oh, look at our grades, guys. What was possible? Oh, okay. Actually, what time she coming?
Okay. I don't have a preference one way or the other. That's kind of why I show both ways, is because I don't think one's like particularly any easier or better, or it's kind of whatever makes the most sense to you. But yeah, they're both kind of futzy, so.
Who's chatting me up there?
Okay. So, I think I heard Ethan say, since this is his question, that he likes when you rewrite it. So you take those first 2 columns and you rewrite them. Then you have to do downhill first, do all the downhills, and then minus the uphills. So I multiply this, -2 times 2 times 1 is -4, plus -0, plus -1, all together there, and then minus the uphills. That'll be 8, to add that, -0, and that's gonna be 0 as well. So it ends up being -5 minus 8, so -13, I hope. What I had as an answer. And it does have a determinant because it's a 3 by 3 matrix. That's what determines that, is if it's a square matrix. Number 19, does anyone want to see it the other way, or are you guys okay with this way? Okay, so again, rewrite those first two columns. And sometimes these, it's just like you transpose a number or something, or, again, it's downhill minus uphill. That's gonna be negative 40. And then uphill. So it becomes negative 40 minus a negative 12. Negative 40 plus 12. So that's going to be a negative 28, I believe. And same idea on all of these, you can use whatever method you wanted, so, I'm just gonna say you can do it one way or the other on the test. I don't need to see it, like, you don't have to show me everything. Alright, so downhill. Minus uphill. This ends up being 26 minus a negative 40. 26 plus 40, so 66, I think. And then finally 22. So now in this one, again, first two columns there. And then uphill. This will be 21 minus a negative 1, so 21 plus 1 is 22. So many places to make small mistakes, which is probably what you did if you had questions on them. Great. So like I said, we're going to kind of do an overview of the whole chapter. We'll review today and tomorrow. My plan is Friday test. Again, hopefully this is kind of a nice chapter to head into kind of exams with. We probably will do part of another chapter though, just because we have a whole another week before the end of the semester. We just won't get another test in after this. Other Timothy, I have a caboose for you today.
It's like 7 degrees.
I have.
It's like 45.
It is nice though, to kind of. Let's go outside when
What's
it's
the
there's a
temp?
blizzard.
It's 47.
You see in Minnesota, they got like
Yeah.
8 inches. of snow.
Oh yeah, Julia, they always like,
Oh, I suppose Julia's in St. Paul, right?
yeah. What?
My relatives in Minnesota, they're like, oh, time to get out the sidewalk.
It's crazy.
I saw
This was
this
last year though, we had snow on
Halloween.
Halloween, so.
Some girl that goes to River Falls was like, I already put my Christmas tree up, don't.
I always think that Thanksgiving.
I did have your Christmas tree. You guys have like your Christmas tree up? Oh, yeah.
She definitely was. The first thing she said was like, I was looking forward to having. That's.
That's kind of soft for us,
Yeah.
today too.
Yeah.
Not today.
Okay, guys. So, so guys, in section 4, we started talking about matrices. And so being able to solve matrices, so understanding the idea of the size of a matrix, the number of elements in a matrix. Remember this section.
Garrett coughed, foot answered. No, it doesn't. You just have flashbacks.
Okay, guys. Remember, it's rows by columns when we talk about the size of a matrix. Rows go across, columns go up and down. So we should be able to solve for x and y in this matrix because of the fact that if this is in the first row, in the first spot, so is this. I can set those two equal to each other. And then the bottom row here. So this really just becomes a system of equations. So we're able to solve this by substitution, I would probably say, to substitute in using the y. So I know y equals 5 minus 4x. I'm going to put that in place of y. So I'm putting that in place of y, and I'm going to solve my new equation. So we find out x is 5. And once I know x is 5, then I can substitute that back in to find y. So the next section we talk about adding, subtracting, and then multiplying by a scalar is what we called it, which is multiplying the whole matrix by something. Now, in order to add and subtract matrices, they have to be exactly the same size. So in order to add and subtract, they must be the same size, the same dimensions. In order to add and subtract, we must have the same dimensions. says to evaluate. This one has subtraction and it has multiplying by a scalar. So everything has to be multiplied by 3 here, and everything here has to be multiplied by 2 or -2, depending how you want to think about it. So all of this gets multiplied by 3. Now we can either subtract and multiply by 2, or we can multiply by -2 and add. It's kind of up to you guys. What do you think? Subtract. So make this minus. And multiply everything by 2 instead. So do you guys kind of catch what I did there? So I left it as subtraction, but I multiplied everything by 2. So you just can't make it like a double negative there. Now I'm ready to subtract. So 3 minus 2 is 1. 9 minus 2. We get 4, right? And then 15. So be our final answer there then.
I'm Katie
No, these should say what one.
from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
From Kinsey.
Yeah, because I was hiding. It's just, I'm throwing my people all day.
Okay.
You threw them at me last time.
Go back.
I don't know if that's because last time. Good timing. That's what I think.
Macarena.
It's like a parade or something. Are you doing a Macarena maybe?
Hey, Macarena.
Pretty good.
I'll just keep being entertainment.
All right. So we multiplied matrices. Now, when you multiply matrices, this is one where some you're going to be able to multiply and others you won't. So we're going to be able to do one of these, but not the other. So depending on the size of the matrix, it's going to determine whether or not we can do the multiplication. So we have to first look at the size of the matrix. So what's matrix A's size? 2 by 2. 2 rows by 2 columns. How about B? 2 rows by 3 columns. So they're asking, can I multiply A times B? You can, because this is a 2 by 2 times a 2 by 3, and the 2's match. Since the 2's match, the answer is going to be a 2 by 3. However, if I flip that, if I do B times A, it's a 2 by 3 times a 2 by 2. This one's going to be not possible, because of the fact that those middle numbers don't match. So we're able to do AB but not BA. So we're going to do the multiplication then. So when we do the multiplication, this is probably, I think, one of the tougher things we do this chapter. You have to multiply the row by the column. So this row times this column. And when you do that, you have to kind of keep moving your fingers. So the first gets multiplied by the first, and the second by the second. So 3 times -3 is a -9, plus 4 times -1. So you guys remember that we got wherever we got those numbers from. This is probably the one we're going to have to review the most. Any questions there? Again, if you like to switch colors, now I'm taking this row times the next column. So -12 times -8. And this row times this column. Negative 15, and then negative 12. So that's that whole first row. Now I have to do the bottom row, same thing. So this 5 and 6 has to be multiplied everywhere. All right, let's just keep this quick. There we go. And this row times this column. And then this row times this column. And then finally, we have to rewrite the whole matrix. Lots of negatives. Is that right? What's that?
In Gen 1.
Thank you. I can't hear you.
Oh, that's one.
I didn't even hear. I was like, who's talking?
All right, so we are going to take a Kahoot break. So we'll do a Kahoot with matrices. You might want a whiteboard or sketch paper or something. The fun questions in there are from when I made this Kahoot before, so they're Christmas questions. So maybe then they're, or like holiday movie questions.
65 days till Christmas.
Actually.
Actually.
It's kind of legit.
No way. That's Christmas Eve, but not a lot.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah, because like Christmas, I have to go to sleep early in the morning, go to church.
No, I do that on Christmas Eve. I don't even do that. Saturday.
Yeah, sometimes we do midnight.
You actually go there at midnight?
I know, we haven't done that for a few days, so I mean.
My mom did.
Still,
I'm still up at
it's-
midnight on Christmas, so it's work. Just to check what's on
Hey, Madeline.
Okay.
Hey,
My
Madeline.
employer covers small sums, so my coworkers are calling me Madeline because they know I.
Yeah, that's why I didn't see you. You call me Abigail.
Madeline.
No,
Madeline Marie Martin.
Betty Partman.
Stop. Nick Martin. Nick Martin.
Oh, yeah, that was funny yesterday.
Oh, we should tell Mrs. Donnie. It's food friendly. No, Ryan, it's.
Also, here,
No, it's not.
Where's Kahoot?
I spelled my name wrong. Franklin's house, that's a good one. Bye guys. That's a good name.
Hold on, I'm still going.
One, two, three, there's
6, 7, 8.
Yeah, this is, when do we have 4 lines in this country? Gare Bear. Who's that? Garrett, is that you? That's right, Jax. Jax, so she's.
Stole my name, really?
Hi.
Hey.
Hello.
What's up?
Abby, that's your favorite teacher.
Yep, that's my favorite teacher. She just walked in.
All I heard is.
I'm Miss Holder's biggest fan, everybody.
Bear Bear.
Are we having a Christmas party?
So you know what's gonna happen?
Secret
You're gonna
Santa?
turn the papers in, I'm gonna look at it, go redo it. Yeah.
Do it. Can I do it?
Now you're gonna agree.
Can I do it?
So then,
She always talks about how she loves the juniors and teaches us so much better than the freshmen. She likes that we're older.
all right, is everybody in?
No, Ryan's
Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan's not in, believe it or not.
Ryan's definitely not in.
Oh,
Ryan has so many cameras. Ryan.
sounds good. He told California like yesterday that Maddie and Nick are brother and sister.
And she believed it. She was like, I noticed them. And I was
What
looking
they
at her.
did?
And then she's like, I didn't know you had a sister.
And then Dylan almost ruined it because he was like, my sister.
Dylan's like, yeah. Y'all ready?
Who's Jeff
Well,
Bezos?
that, a lot of
That's the guy.
Amazon guy.
Yeah.
Oh, Brad's name on him.
Egg boy. Jeff Bezos. It's Bezos.
Shoot, why did I?
Can't even see.
Can't see it.
Whoa. Bennett, you have to move so you can see.
Do it. Come on.
People might have like this.
I want to add a 3x2 matrix with another matrix.
What?
Oh.
To add, not multiply.
What?
Okay, guys, so add.
Oh.
To add matrices, they have to be the same size. That doesn't want to circle. So to add matrices, they have to be exactly the same size. So a 3x2 and a 3x2 can be added together.
I didn't lose my spot. Oh, Jeff Bezos.
Frank's doing.
Oh, my ocean.
Should not.
I just
Oh,
don't have
that's
to
nice.
say. Did you say?
Let's go.
Oh.
Oh, okay. I was wondering if you did that. That's really nice.
I know, it's kind of weird because I got comments about from students and like I didn't know who anyone was, but it was really cute.
That is one thing.
Who's Ryan?
Okay, so yeah, sorry if you just added wrong there.
Wow. Kinsey.
This is a holiday movie.
Oh, now.
He's my favorite.
I
Oh,
used to cry to I used to cry about this.
I got it
He's
wrong.
here.
Let's go.
I have a statue of him on my nightstand.
I feel like sleep at night.
Kinsey, you never saw it?
You're behind me.
I am.
It's a minus sign in the middle.
Shoot, I did it wrong.
Easy. Oh.
Can't see the negatives.
Is that- I'm behind Franklin.
Forget it. Would just the top row be? All they want is the top row. Just the top row.
Yeah, I'm behind Gary Bear.
I'm
I
behind.
don't feel so good, like,
Who's
six
Gary?
background.
Where are you in, like,
I like it.
what dimensions?
Would not multiply with a 3x4.
Oh!
Yeah.
Did I hit the wrong one? I think I
Did you actually get it wrong?
Yeah.
Like, what is going on?
Ah, it's the blue one.
Oh, I did get it.
Alright, so they can't be the same exact size if they're not square. Because the 4 doesn't match with the 3.
True, true. True.
What's the best one?
This is from a movie, from that movie.
I got it.
He
That's
does
latest
Santa.
good Christmas cheer.
It smells like beef in here. This isn't the North Pole. It just smells like beef. Oh wait, no, this isn't the real Santa. He
You don't
smells
smell like Santa, you smell like beef cheese.
I love that movie.
And then he's like, Santa!
All right, I'll give you a full minute to do this multiplication. Might be kind of a tough one.
Oh shoot.
This was easy.
Da, 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 da,
You multiply the row by the column. So it's a 1 by 2 times a 2 by 1. The answer should be a 1 by 1.
Nick, did you literally not hear
What?
Take quick.
her? She goes, it has to be a 1 by 1.
Oh, so it's weird.
Oh my god.
Oh, that makes it now.
The amount of time it took me to
Uh,
just look at the problem. Nick, you almost got that wrong.
What?
You guys,
You
Yeah.
said 1 by 1.
yeah, a
There's
1 by
a
1.
1
It's just a 1 by 1 matrix, just one number.
My bad, my bad. My bad.
This is a right. Oh, you guys. Nice. Okay.
Hey, I got it right.
Who's our only guy? Okay, let's talk about this one. So, row by column.
That's my bad.
Okay, so row by column. Row by column. This row by this column.
Oh.
1 times 4.
4 plus negative.
And this is a 1 by 2 times a 2 by 1. That's a 1 by 1 matrix when we're done.
I gotta add them together after that.
Yeah, that's anytime you do the row by the column, you add them as you go.
I got 4 minus 3, and then I thought, just put the parentheses around it. That wouldn't even be a 1 by 1. Like she was saying. You said that after I put the answer.
Kinsey, you beat Tara.
No.
Stop eating.
What would the dimensions be? Probably should have put this one first.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been nice. What would you do?
Sorry.
I think I hit the wrong one.
Get it wrong.
If I get it wrong, it might be just like. Oh, I guess I got it.
God,
I ran out of time.
We might have just talked.
I was looking at all the answers.
Oh,
Oh shoot.
This is in Christmas vacation, so their first tree burns down, and they go get another tree from somewhere. I've never seen Christmas vacation.
I never see this one.
Oh, I got it.
I mean, not
Yeah,
What's
scratch
it?
the bit. Mango scratch the bit.
Never seen Christmas vacation.
I don't touch.
They go down the neighbor's tree, like falls into their house.
I got it wrong. Is that the same movie where she's like, I don't know, Margot?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's Margot's house that gets the tree cut down.
Oh.
The determinant, you guys, downhill minus uphill.
Oh, God.
So,
They're
Got
both.
it too.
should be in,
I should be in like 3rd place now.
Ryan, yeah, Ryan.
Wait, how many points do you have?
But I literally have 12,000.
Probably like 3,000.
All right, so downhill minus uphill. So you do 16
6 plus.
minus a negative 2, so 16 plus 2, 18.
Oh, Ryan's up there.
Why?
Yeah.
This one's a big one, I think.
Oh,
Oh.
that you
It
really
gives you 2
gasped.
minutes to do it.
I don't know how to do this one. Is it just like?
This is like the one that Ethan asked about, that you just did on the form determinants. You rewrite the 2 columns, do the downhills and the uphills.
This is the one I'm gonna.
The answer's not even there.
Yeah, let's be honest. You can know how you're doing. Shoot.
Because I don't know if it's right. Okay, that's fine. That's why.
Hey,
Why don't we fly off? That was really surprising that you didn't put the line off.
This is.
You go 1, 3, 0. Oh,
I'm really going up the front. It's blue zero. That's all. Myself too. Nice save. Come on.
and slow.
I had a lot of fun. Okay, I was fucking.
Oh, there's two.
I'm at 8. Let's go.
Alright, so guys,
7.
in this case,
Four.
we should be rewriting these two columns over here. So,
What you do with the other way? Yeah, it's in the other way.
oh, you did with the circle thing?
Yeah.
Did it work for you that way?
Yeah.
Okay, so we do 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 0. There's gonna be lots of zeros. 0, 2, 0, minus 0, 0, 0. It's just 2.
Yep.
Oh, okay. It's 2.
It's just 2.
I'm going to down.
Wow,
Oh,
Kimmy's
yeah.
in
Oh,
first.
yeah. Here, I see you, I see you.
Oh, snap.
Easy.
Oh.
Boom, boom.
I was first.
Oh, for Christmas.
Santa Claus.
We all got that one right.
Oh, we're done?
Yeah.
Whoa, lag. I had lag. Oh,
That's it.
I had lag.
Hey, wait, guys,
Oh
who's
my
up first?
Like,
Whoa, Kinsey in first.
Bye.
Fire!
These, but then I also have like random like snacks that my children don't eat, so.
You know, it's
Yeah.
Is this like?
So we have to break that up.
I'm a future top 5. Oh, my God.
Break up anything that's really big. Don't break it.
Participation trophy?
What?
I think we should get a participation trophy. We
Yeah.
all did very well.
Yeah.
Sun chips.
Yeah.
You brought them to.
Dude, I was gonna be Bro, chill.
I'd like to do actually. Get something.
Participation trophy.
Okay. So we will, like I said, we'll do more practice tomorrow with matrices, just to make sure you guys feel ready. But hopefully it'll be just good and we won't have any issues. We'll just be ready to test on Friday. So in section 3.3 is where we talked about just 2x2 matrices. So this is out of the last chapter. So just a quick heads up on that, like with watching out for that as you, if you're like reviewing it all. So, and if you guys notice on the homework, I have some like specifics, like directions that I'll make sure that you guys know. So in section 3.3 is where we talk about Cramer's rule and 2x2 matrices. Now Cramer's rule on this test, I actually give you guys Cramer's rule like written out, like the formula like written out for you. So you don't have to memorize the formula. I don't really think you need the formula if you understand the pattern, but so you'll get the formula written out for you. So the determinative of 2x2 is we do downhill minus uphill. So I do -3 times -4, which is 12, minus the uphill, which is the -6. 12 plus 6, so we end up with 18 there. For this term then. Now for Cramer's rule, this is where we can solve a system using matrices. And more than anything, I just think it's kind of crazy that this works, and it kind of seems like someone like was just playing with numbers and figured out that this was like a strange pattern that showed up. It's kind of crazy. So if anything, not that this is something you choose to use to solve it, but it's that it's using those patterns and noticing kind of unique circumstances that happen in math. So for the x and y's though, we have a fraction, and on the bottom of the fraction, we take the coefficients from this matrix, or from the system. So 2, -5, -1, and 3. So I just got those from the coefficients there. And that goes on the bottom of each one. So like I said, I don't really memorize the formula, I just kind of know where stuff's supposed to go. Then for the top, since I'm looking for the x, I'm going to take this x column and replace it with the answer. So that's going to go in the first column, and the second column is going to stay. And the other one's just going to flip. So this one will be 2, -1, and then 18, -10. Again, I know I'm the teacher, but I didn't have to look at the formula just because of the kind of the cool patterns that show up with that. So downhill minus uphill. At 54, I believe. I believe I get x is 4. This one I get a -2/1. So I get y is -2. Again, I just think it's kind of cool that this Cramer guy figured out that you could solve systems of equations using matrices. Kind of like crazy, interesting that that would work out that way. It seems like we're just like throwing numbers up there, and it works well for us. Now on the last one, section 4.4, that's matrices. Determinants of 3x3 matrices. I just realized on the directions for the homework, I say you have to use both methods. You can use whatever method you want. I don't need you guys to show me both ways. So one way or the other is fine. So 3x3 matrices. What's that? You can use either method for the 3x3s. And I can show both ways just in case you have a preference one way or the other. So, again, I'll show you guys both methods. So if you prefer one method over the other, you can use whatever method you want. So this is the downhill one that I'm going to do here. I get a negative 87. No. Should be plus here, sorry. Negative 75. Sound better? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna show the other method down here. It just depends which way you guys wanna go about doing it. This is the one where you can cross those out. And the middle one, you have to remember to subtract it. To subtract that middle one. And then the last one. Like I said, I don't care which method you use. Downhill minus uphill. So. I didn't get the right answer. I did it wrong. Does anyone see it? Anyone? Did you use that method this time?
Yeah, I think it's just.
What's that supposed to be here? Is that just a negative 14?
It's not supposed to be.
What's that?
It's plus -2. Probably not, it's -2.
Clearly, this is not my preferred method. So, real quick, I'll try to figure it out, but you don't have to use both methods. You can use whatever method you want. So obviously, I'm not good at this one. Yeah.
I think it's negative 12 plus 2. I use it
Negative 12 plus 2. Oh, downhill minus uphill. Yep, that's it. Thank you. That's where the 14. Sorry. Yes, thank you. You said that. I just didn't see it still. So this is the negative 30. There it is. Thank you. You can tell what my preferred method is, not that one. Okay, so you can use whatever method you want for 29, 30. For 42 and 43, please use Kramer's rule. But you're following the direction, the homework up there. Again, we're not testing tomorrow. We'll be testing on Friday.
You can FaceTime. At 6:30.